Hey, what's going on, y'all? Senator Lidman. So he asked, how did I make the shift from letting go of past failures and begin focusing on the future? And I mean, for me, I was one of the world's worst at always beat myself up and all the really negative self-talk and like just berating myself all the time. And that really just kept me stuck in these vicious loops. You know what I mean? Like where I was not doing nothing but spinning my tires day in and day out. And I had a spiritual awakening a couple of years ago, and I finally realized, what I'm saying, like I'm over the halfway point in my life, and something had to change. I finally learned how to make peace with my past and let go of it. I finally realized that I didn't have to let my past define who I was, because that's who I was back then, not who I am today, right now, and I really learned like how to just really let all that go, learn to let all that stuff go and forgive myself for it, right? And, learn how to forgive myself and just to move forward, because something had to change. Like constantly spinning my tires and stuff wasn't going to do it anymore. And once I learned to let go and start focusing on things that I could control and stuff, things like my life started making headway a whole lot faster than being stuck in those same loops all the time. And it was very, very important that I did that, and I'm very glad that I did that, because without that I'd still be stuck and not happy and not improving myself and not working towards my higher self or any of that. The next thing he asked was what helped me gain clear direction on what I'm creating for my future. And that's probably, I guess, just seeing the fruits of my labor, and seeing things come to fruition that I at once, were just dreams of mine, or not even really that, but like things that I never expected, to do myself. I'm a person in recovery a little over 2 years, and so recovery and speaking out about things and trying to end the stigma and stuff is really heavy on my heart and in my mind. And so I've launched a brand, and I'm working towards that, and like seeing my ideas for the brand and for merchandise and stuff like come to fruition, and like these things that I thought in my mind like just a year ago come to be like actual things I hold in my hand and that I'm able to give to people to help spread the message and spread awareness and things like that is, really being a game changer for me. Because I was always the person that would start 1,000 different projects and never finish none of them, because I would get bored or I would hit a snag or something like that, and I'd just be like, fuck it, I'll do it later, or like, and then just never come back to it really. So the seeing the fruits of my labor and seeing the results from the work that I'm actually putting into my life, seeing that stuff come to fruition is really, what's given me clear direction. The other thing, what impact do I want to leave on others? That ties into my last answer. My brand, Dope to Hope, is really close to me. It's a movement, is what it is, and it's just getting started. But like I envision, having an annual charity golf tournament every year, and also hosting maybe a 5K or a 10K event, because I like being outdoors. I like walking, and I like doing the fitness stuff. That stuff's been really helpful to me in my recovery, and like really good for my mental health and stuff as well. So, the plans that I have to be able to help other people and for community outreach and to be able to give back to the recovery community and to be able to help the next guy or the next girl that want a better way of life outside of addiction is like really close to my heart. And you know, so that's really what I intend on doing, and that's how I intend on leaving a mark on people, you know, and on my community. And the other thing was how I was working with Jamel in some of the client calls that I've been able to participate in, and in a couple of the different master classes that I've been able to participate in. It's been really great. You know, Jamel's real mellow, laid back, you know, really easygoing, really positive and encouraging and stuff. You know, I've never seen him really mad. You know, he gets excited, he gets fired up about stuff, you know, and he's passionate about what he does, like, and he's really good at what he does. And you know, I'm definitely looking forward to the day that I'm able to be one of his clients, and he's able to and I'm able to enter under mentorship with him, because I know it's going to help me just, you know, just take off, really. So, and there's a quote in the Bob Proctor book, Change Your Paradigm, Change Your Life, where he says something about you know, something about people pay him a lot of money for him to help them, you know, change their lives. And then he says, you know, people quickly realize that he's worth a lot of money. And Jamel's really the same way. You know, I mean, he was trained and mentored by Bob Proctor as well, you know. So I mean, the apple don't fall far from the tree on that one, I guess. But he's a really good guy, really great. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not gonna steer you wrong. I do know that much. You know, I've got nothing but good vibes and stuff like that from him. So, you know, if you have the chance to work with him, do it. I'm going ahead and claiming, you know what I'm saying, like, you're not going to be disappointed on that. All right? Y'all have a good one.